what's happening to the American economy. If you take the American economy and you look at how we are spending our money, we spend a vast amount on war. We also spend an even larger amount on health care. In 1991, when I became insurance commissioner for the state of California, we were spending about 10% of our total wealth, of our GDP, on health care. The inflation rate in health care was at that time running about twice the general inflation rate. In the intervening years, 19 of them now, we have seen the inflation rate in healthcare running at about 2 to 3 times the general inflation rate of the economy. The result of which is we now spend over 17% of all of our wealth on healthcare. The result of that is that money that we need for education, for transportation, for research, for economic development in manufacturing or sales or any of the other activities is crowded out, pushed aside by the healthcare sector. And the unfortunate fact is that the more we spend, the worse the result. The more we spend, the more uninsured we have because people can't afford it. And simultaneously, the results are not good. The status of American health care, population health care, the number of our children that die at an early age, the morbidity of the general population, the illnesses that occur in the state of California and across the nation would rank the United States at the bottom, the very bottom of all of the industrialized countries of the world, and in fact rank us below the country of Colombia in our healthcare status. So it turns out that the more we spend, the worse our results. This has to change. It simply cannot continue. That I had the privilege of voting on Saturday, and I voted yes on that reform proposal. Had a chance to express their opinion. Now that everybody's had a chance to express their opinion on both sides of this issue, let's not do it again, okay? Otherwise, we'll just develop into an unfortunate and rather useless waste of our time. So if you can accommodate that, we'll let everybody state their view at the podium, and we'll hold the clapping and cheering on either side of this question and move along, hopefully with an exchange of information. Now, let me just complete this point. The health care reform proposal that did pass Congress has many, many elements in it. There are essentially 3 parts to those reform proposals, one of which is the reform of the insurance system itself. I spent 8 years as your representative as insurance commissioner. And during that period of time, I had as my task the regulation and the regulation of the insurance companies. And there are numerous problems in health insurance, in the private health insurance system today. Things such as what we call cherry picking. If you have an illness or you happen to be at an age of 55, you don't get insurance because you have a pre-existing condition or you might become ill and expensive. There's such a thing as post-event underwriting. So if you present yourself at a doctor or hospital and the insurance company comes back later and says, oh my, we can't cover that because you didn't fill out the form properly and you didn't tell us you had acne when you were a teenager. Now, that happens to be a real story and a real fact. There are numerous other ways in which the insurance industry really makes it tough on people, like not paying claims. Pacific Care, one of the companies, major companies in California, denied 39.6% of all the claims that they received during the first 6 months of 2009. There are very real problems